We are live. We're on time.
We are on time. That's
We
quite
are.
unusual for us.
I know.
We are live. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is well. Welcome to another live. It's Tuesday. It's 6 o'clock. It's time for our live.
Yes, and welcome. It's International Women's Day today. And I can't think of anything. So the t-shirt that I'm wearing, I don't know if you'll let me stand up. Thank you for being a friend. So
That's too
there we
high.
go. There we go. Is that better? Yeah.
That's a bit better.
Yeah. So we hope you're all well. We hope everyone's good, everyone's doing fine. Yeah, and we've had quite a quiet weekend.
We
haven't
have
we?
actually, yes. So I for those of you may have seen it, I haven't put it on YouTube yet, but I have put it on. Well, Kelly did put it on TikTok. So I had a go at making a Korean corn dog. So with this one actually, I made it with cheese rather than with sausage. So it was quite. I say, was it easy? It was not as hard as is easier than the pancakes. There's a lot of fat to it.
Yeah.
Basically, cut a long story short, you get a long piece of mozzarella. Now that was the hardest bit for me to find. Was strips of mozzarella. Normally it's either grated or comes in the big ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So I had to find it in strips. Cut that into strips. Then you sort of skewer this big long piece of mozzarella. Then you've got to make the dough. So it's a very simple bread dough, and you coat the mozzarella stick in this dough. Then, in the meanwhile, you boil some potatoes. You cut them into little squares. You dip this. So, of course, your batter or your dough.
Oh, did you boil them first and then cut them?
Yeah. No. Cut them then boil them.
Oh, right.
So yeah, you cut them into little squares. You boil them only for 3 minutes. Get your stick with the mozzarella and the dough. Now, the big mistake I made, as you know, is I put a little bit too much dough around the end. So you just want a thin layer of it around there. You then stick those little sticks of dough in the potato. That then all those potatoes then stick to the corn dog, and then you put breadcrumbs on that, and then you deep fry that for about 5 minutes.
Right, but did you have to let the dough rise and things like that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's obvious. I will put the whole recipe on there so
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, you've got to let that rise for about an hour. So there's a lot of waiting around. And actual fact, though, the hour does go quite quick because if you make the dough first and let that go in, so of course then that's an hour then for that to rise.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you cut the potato. By the time you cut the potatoes, boil them, let them cool. That hour's pretty much gone.
Right.
And then you start the second process. I would definitely make them again though, and I will upload my version onto TikTok.
So
YouTube.
How long did it take all in all?
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Okay. So but the getting the ingredients together were things. The only thing that you had to find really was the mozzarella. Everything else.
No. So we did. So I had to do quite a bit of shopping. So it was bread flour. It's a bit.
Oh, bread flour.
You need bread flour. You can't just use plain flour. So you need to have bread flour. So if you've got that in, it's fine. So egg, yeast is another thing.
We had yeast already.
No, I didn't because I went out and bought it. So I had to go out and buy bread flour and yeast. Obviously water you'll have to handy, but you just have hot water to that, and then let that go. Karen, hello.
Hey, Karen.
You good?
How are you? Happy International Women's Day.
How are you? Good? Everything well? Yeah, I was just doing my little update of the. So I made Korean corn dogs, which I've never made before. Now you may have seen in one of our videos. I think was it London 1, London 2?
London 2, London Part 2.
I always think we should call it London Part 1, London 2, and just do specifics. Because if you're looking for something specific, you have to go into a Part 2 video.
Yeah, no, it's not called London Part 2. It's called a specific video, but you don't know what the videos are called.
No.
So I'm telling you.
So the one anyway. In that video, we went to a place in Leicester Square called Boonsik. I think it's called Boonsik.
Boonsik, yeah.
Boonsik it's pronounced. Thank you, Gloria.
Yes, thanks.
And also, basically, so with Boonsik, those are Korean-style corn dogs. Now, like I said, did the mozzarella one. So it literally is just a stick of mozzarella covered in bread dough. You then cover that in little chunks of potato and then deep fry that.
Delicious.
Everything good here. Happy Ladies' Day to you too, my lovely Kelly.
Oh, thank you.
And she's got her little pink bows on.
Yes, to represent the ladies. Oh, I was about to say, the single ladies, but I'm not single, so yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, start singing that. There we go. So that was my little attempt. I never made one before. We only discovered it thanks to Samuel. So we only discovered Korean those cheese corn dogs thanks to Samuel. He said you've got to try a bougie.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not sure, but they were delicious.
Well, we had actually a couple weekends before, because we did the sweet treats video, so
Yes.
you have a look. And I said to Mark, when we got the pancakes, I said, oh, I really want to try those. I didn't know what they were, but there was a queue outside, and I said, oh, that was on my list to try, but we didn't go. And then when I was chatting to Samuel's like, oh, right, you've got to try Bunsick. And I was just like, you know what? I have seen it. And I did say to Mark I wanted to try it, but we were so tired and Mark didn't want to queue. So it was like, oh, do you know what? We've had a day of like trying all different treats and things like that. Because while you guys only get like half an hour, 20 minutes we've been walking around all around London. And so by that point, we were quite tired. And I was just like, do you know what? Let's just go home. Then that's fine. And then Samuel was like, no, you've got to try them. You've got to try a Brunswick. And I said, do you know what? I actually passed it. And I did say to Mark, but we were tired. So when Samuel came, we then went and tried it. And yeah, I don't think I can go into London now without probably one.
We do have to try them. They very funny enough. Because it's potato and they put ketchup on the top. It does have a slight weird. It tastes like a chip butty to me with cheese on it, and that's how the best way I can describe it. It's such a nice treat. It really is. But I never in a million years would have thought to try it.
Yeah, for me it doesn't taste of a chip butty, but the potatoes are really delicious on it. It's really quite sweet, and I think when we have the Korean one, you don't notice the bread so much. But you do notice the mozzarella.
Yeah, the mozzarella is delicious in it.
So yeah, so when you bite it and then you have this string of mozzarella, it's really quite delicious. But yeah, your first attempt was really good.
Not bad. So I will upload that and show you guys how I made it. Karen said it sounds quite filling. It is filling. You will be surprised. But there's a little thing about this big that's long sort of corn dog. It is very, very filling.
Yeah, they are quite. They're not like massive. They're quite small. But it's your typical corn dog. If you've ever been to the States, it's your typical corn dog size, except a little bit thicker. So yeah, and I've had corn dogs, but I don't really like them. But that's just me.
Karen said her mouth is watering. And Charlie, hello. Charlie's joined us.
Hey, Charlie.
How are you? You well? All good?
Not had a chance to look at your videos yet, Charlie, but I will at some point. I've been a little bit busy, but I've not had a chance to have a look at your videos yet.
But yeah, we hope you're good. Hope everything's well. Yeah, so like I said, so that's been our attempt this week. We haven't done much else actually. You've been out, but I haven't that much.
Yes, I went to see a friend. We went for brunch, and I haven't seen her for a little while, so it was nice to sort of go out and catch up with her. There's a cute little place that we go to, and she said, "Oh yeah, I didn't know about this place until you introduced me to it." And I said, "No, I didn't introduce you. You introduced me to it. I didn't get." She goes, "Did I?" I said, "Yeah." And so we were having a little bit of a laugh about that. I was late, but since I've had COVID, I get this foggy brain. I mean, don't get me wrong, prior to COVID, sometimes I could get distracted. But like now, it's just like proper, ooh, look at that shiny thing up there. Ooh, look at that thing sparkling up there. So it's like very hard to sort of concentrate on something. But I've been working on my college course and I passed my first assessment. So I'm really happy about that. So I submitted it on Tuesday last week Tuesday, and she told me yesterday that I had passed. So I sent a quick email because I wanted to know what the markings were. So is it just pass and fail, or is it distinction, merit, pass, fail? Is it a percentage out of something? Because I'm thinking that if it's a simple pass or fail, that's fair enough. But if it's a case of you can get higher, then I want to achieve higher. I don't want I'm a little bit like that. I don't want to just pass. I want to pass a good amount. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So Karen said, nice to have a catch up, and also congratulations.
Oh,
thank you, Karen.
yeah.
So Charlie was saying he went to Leeds. Go check it out. So you didn't mention actually went to Leeds. I haven't had a chance to catch up on your Leeds videos. Did you do the not Premier Inn? Did you do the holiday
Holiday Inn? Yeah.
And if so, what did you have there, and where did you go to eat?
And how was the breakfast? That's
that's the question. That's the one I always want to know is the breakfast.
Is how is the breakfast? Yeah, so I was really pleased that our pass. Thank you, Karen. So I just want to know, yeah, if I can achieve, if there is a higher mark achievable, if I'm able to achieve a higher mark, then I would like to know, can I achieve a higher mark? So I'm just waiting for her to come back to me, and then hopefully, yeah.
You sound quite competitive, Kelly. You go, girl, says Karen.
Do you know what? Isn't it funny, right? I am competitive, right? But I don't exude that at all. So I never. It's just funny. It's something that's internal in me. So I would never say, do you know what? I'm going to win this. Blah 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 blah. I'm very internal about it, so I am competitive. Not many people. I don't think you would even know I was.
I can see there's signs of it, but
yeah, but you would never.
But you're not outwardly competitive, to be fair.
I'm not one of these. Right, I'm gonna win this, and all of this. But I am internally competitive. Yes, I am. That's the first time I've ever said it out loud.
There you go. But Karen said it's good to be. And do you know what? Actually, a bit of competition actually does give you some drive. I think Karen's right.
Do you know what it is though? I am not competitive against other people. I'm more competitive with myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So
that's good to have self-drive. That's even better.
Yeah. So if I go to do something, I want to do well in it. I don't necessarily have to do better than the next person or anything like that. But I only have to do better for myself. So if I got 90 out of 100, the next time I want to get 95 or 98 or 100 out of 100. But it doesn't matter to me what other people have gotten, because I don't think it's a good thing to be competitive against other people unless you're going to do a sport or something like that. I think it's something about you want to achieve something for yourself, and that's how I've always been. Like, I want to achieve something for myself. So if I'm going to lose weight, it's not being in competition with somebody else that's losing weight or whatever, because that's their journey and my journey is my journey. So I don't feel competitive against other people, if that makes sense.
Does anybody have a way? So Karen was saying that, yeah, that's a good way to keep your mind sound as well. Charlie asked if you'd seen his Leeds. Oh, he did go to McDonald's as well.
No, I haven't, Charlie. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. And
he asked Karen if he'd seen the Leeds one. So we'll have to check out we will check out your Leeds one. I keep meaning to do it, but I was working right up till we did the live today. So
I'm going to try and watch it after. Yeah. So after the live, I'll try and watch your video, because it was in my mind to do that. But I was submitting work, and then I was waiting for a response for work. I was going out to meet a friend and all of these sorts of. Then I was editing a video that we had done, and I've started before, and then I got caught up watching obviously the Chaser, because it was an all women's Chaser for International Women's Day. And yeah, so I was watching that. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to.
So yeah, Karen said she has seen some, Charlie. Right, now I'm going to change the subject slightly. So as you know, let's bring this out here, we always do our tip of the week. Now we have done these before, but not as a tip of the week. Not as a tip of the week. And there's one specific one that we like. So from our chief place at Starbucks, I don't know if you can see that, they now do a triage, as you can see, a trio of favorites, they call it. I don't know if that will zoom in. It's really struggling to zoom in today, but it's called
because it's focusing on our face.
All right, so it's got the trio of favorites. So these are in the bar. You've got the brownie, the shortbread, and the what's it on here? Sorry, yeah, chocolate caramel shortbread, cookies and cream brownie, and raspberry and white chocolate blondie. Now, the middle one is the raspberry and white chocolate blondie. That's this one here. That is amazing. And that, if you go in and don't get the 3, you just want the 1, that is the one to get.
They don't do it just in the 1 anymore. They only do it as a triple.
Right, there you go. Oh wow, scrummy, and they are. But that middle one is well worth it. If you ever buy this for your family, your children or grandchildren or whoever, make sure you get yourself that middle one, because that raspberry and white chocolate is amazing.
Yeah.
And most people actually go for the chocolate ones either side, but that one is delicious.
Yeah.
So the chocolate caramel shortbread, which is this one, is a buttery shortbread base topped with layers of caramel and milk chocolate. So you can actually see the milk chocolate swirls there. This one, which is the cookies and cream brownie, and it's actually got, as you can see it, that's actually a little Oreo cookie. It's not zooming in very well there, but yeah, they're just about there. So you can see it, that's actually at the top there, an Oreo cookie. And that is a chocolate with swirls of cheesecake topped with mini cookies. And then, of course, the pièce de résistance is a raspberry white chocolate blondie, a very white chocolate with raspberry blondie. Cam's just gone to take a call.
Oh, okay.
And Charlie said he's got 13 subscribers. Well done.
Well done. Good for you.
Video.
Wow.
So we must check out your bits there, Charlie, as well, because we mean to do that as well. So I do apologise we haven't caught up with them yet. It's amazing, really. Do you find that as well? The lives come so quick, but by the time we've done one, it's straight on to the next one.
Yeah, I think when we used to do just Fridays, I thought they were quick anyway.
Yeah.
So to do Tuesday and Friday, I feel like, oh my God, I haven't sorted this or I haven't sorted that or whatever. And there were a couple of things that I was doing during the week. So now I'm moving. So basically, I've done the assessment part 1, and now I'm moving on to unit 2. So there's 3 units that, as I understand it, I think, but I don't know if it's just 3 units for this course, or this is my first set of 3 units, and then later on down the line I'll get another set of 3 units or something like that. But this is unit 2, and so I started it last night. So I was just reading. So basically, you read through, but it gave me a little tip, and I didn't understand the tip at the beginning. Which was, now that you've read it, do the first part of your assessment. So, because you can tailor it and work it out and refine it as you go along. But what I did was read everything and then did the assessment. So I didn't do the assessment as I was going along after each section that I'd read. So I read everything, then did the assessment. But this time I'm going to try it their way, which is after I've read a bit, But the thing is, because I go back and reread and refine and reread and refine. So, and sometimes I don't answer. Like, this is normally, if I was working normally, I would answer each question in order. But for some reason this time, because my brain wouldn't concentrate on something, I moved on to something else. So I didn't even move on to the next thing. I went all the way down to the bottom and then answered it and started going up, and then went to the top, then started to go down, did a little bit in the middle, reread the bottom, reread the top. So I was jumping about all over the place but because my mind wasn't concentrating or was losing focus, I wanted to re-engage my mind. So the way that I did that was I went and just dotted myself. But my fear was, what if I leave out a question and not realize it? That was what my fear was.
So how do you guys motivate yourself? Do you have a technique that you use, or are you one person that just will leave it to the last minute? Do you try and get everything done right at the beginning? As soon as you've got a task to do you try and get out of the way quickly? Or are you one of the people that leave it to the end? I've got to say, when I used to do essays, when I was younger, or anything actually, I'd always leave it to the last minute.
Yeah.
Always leave it to the last minute. So now I've got older, I've tried to get out of that habit, because what ends up invariably doing is you rush it to get it done.
Yeah, I'm the type of person who would do it as I'm going along. So if I have homework at the end of the day, I'll come home and I'll do the homework. But normally, as I'm watching TV, I'll just do my homework kind of thing.
Ray said, I use cake as motivation. How are you both? We're well, Ray. How are you?
Happy International Women's Day.
There we are. She's got the pink bells there. So talking of cake, Ray, I think you may have missed it, or you may have seen it, but just in case, I was doing my my tip for the week, and that is these little bad boys, which I probably saw. which is the trio of favourites. And as I was saying before, it's the caramel shortbread, which is this one on the right, the caramel cookies with cream brownie with a little Oreo cookie at the top, and the raspberry white chocolate blondie. If you ever buy this, go for the middle one. We have shown this before, but I've never done it as my tip of the week. Go for that raspberry blondie. It is definitely worth it. And I'm so tempted to open that right now.
Well, he knows his mind though.
But
although I'd eat the middle and he can have the other two.
Oh no.
Oh yes, it's International Women's Day.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you can have your international cake. We've got a Nina. So
Hi.
Nina says, hello, Mark and Kelly. I love your streams. I want to say I'm very proud of one of my friends. He has just started a YouTube channel where he reviews cars.
Oh, wow.
The channel is called Bradley's RC.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for joining us, Nina.
Thank you.
And I love you. Thank you for live streams. I really hope your friend's channel goes well. We'll have to check that one out. So it's called Bradley's RCs. R.Cs. But yeah, we'll have to have a look at it. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Ray said, happy International Women's Day, Kelly. Love. They look delicious. Oh, they are. Oh, there's another one actually. Now, talking of which, Ray, with the Florentines, you know, you said you like the Florentines from Waitrose. Now, we went back there to try and get more, and they are completely sold out.
Gone.
2 places we went, actually, our local
Gone.
town and another town nearby, both of which don't do them anymore. But fear not, we did find another brand which is almost as good. And I've forgotten what they are, but I'm going to go get them so you can see them.
Mark and I differ about it. He thinks they've discontinued it. I don't think that they've discontinued it. I think that they... So basically, it's Waitrose's #1 Florentines. We like the milk chocolate one. And we've been to 2 places, 2 Waitroses, and they are sold out. One said temporarily out of stock. I don't know when Mark went to the other one. I don't know what it said, but on the sticker in Waitrose, it said temporarily sold out. Now, I said to Mark, I think that maybe something has got stuck along the way. You know, like they can't get hold of an ingredient or whatever it is, or the stock, should I say, not Waitrose, but the stockists. So the suppliers, they can't get an ingredient, or they might not be able. I'm not sure where it's made, whether it's made here, whether it's made abroad, and if there's problems trying to get it into the country or whatever. But that particular biscuit, now Waitrose do a #1 range, and they have like these lovely olives, and they have this like quince and pear chutney jelly, which is absolutely delicious. In fact, there hasn't been anything from their #1 range that I've tried that I didn't like at the moment. There was something Mark's got a colleague at work who bought some stuff from the #1 range, and there was one thing which were these sort of like biscuits that were part dipped in chocolate, which were they weren't bad or anything. For me, they were just only okay. I wasn't, enamored with them. So yeah, so they were fine, but highly recommend trying some of the #1 range from Waitrose. Now, Mark's not here. He's gone to find the box, but I'm sure he threw that box away. But anyway, but if he can't find it, I'll let you know what it is, because I already know. He's saying, where did I put them, by the way? I went back and my one didn't have any either. Right, yeah. I went to see The Wanted, going to check out the video. Oh, right. So you went to see... Oh, of course you did. Yeah. How was the gig? I hope it was good. Oh, that's good. Very nice day, Kelly. Oh, good. That was good. But yeah, I don't think that they've stopped stocking them. I think that they have just, had trouble getting them in, because everything else on the #1 range is there. So I don't think they've discontinued the box. I'm thinking box because Mark is asking me where the box is. But I actually put it in the corridor, but I have a feeling he's put it in recycling, but we'll find out in a minute. Yes, but they were on the side, so I think you may have put them in recycling. Yeah. Yeah, I think because I left them on the side there, so I think yeah, I'm just gonna look out the proper name of them because I do know the name. I just want to give you the correct name, but they are these Florentine biscuits are very similar. And I will tell you what they are now. So they do arrange, they do like these flapjacks and these Florentine type biscuits.
I was just really looking for an excuse to have one.
No, because I ate them. Well, I ate the last two, should I say? And they're called Thomas Fudges.
Do you want to show the picture?
Oh,
well, they do other sorts.
Yeah, let me get it on a proper. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, so they're probably as close as we could get them from the Waitrose one.
Yeah, and they actually do ones with the orange pieces in it.
Oh, so Charlie went to see The Wanted.
Yes, he did.
Ah, well, how was it? Was it good? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? Ray said the lady said that Easter deliveries are coming in, and
Told you they hadn't discontinued it.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense actually, because when I went in there were just rows and rows of empty shelves. That was just completely empty, but they took the label off. That's them.
Yeah,
so that's as close as we could get. I think they're pretty close to the Waitrose one. Not as good, but they are pretty close.
They're the closest thing that I've found, because I just wanted to try some Florentines. I'm just trying to see if I can get a better picture. I was going to also try the M&S ones. So I may try, because I know Marks and Spencer's do one. Now, this Thomas Fudge, they also do a salted caramel one, and they also do a dark chocolate one as well. So very similar to Waitrose's one. And I actually picked these up in Waitrose.
So do you guys have a recommendation for us? This is the other thing as well. We always love trying new foods. So we're always on the lookout for new stuff. And it was just on a whim that we get some of this stuff. So the actual, a very nice colleague of mine actually gave me the Waitrose ones, the Florentines. And that's how we discovered them. But we always get recommendations from you guys too. So if there's any, not necessarily biscuit, could be chocolate, could be cake. Anything that you'd recommend that we should try, or even could be topping. So as you remember, the M&S whipped cream that we tried as well, that was a recommendation from one of our viewers called Mark, and he went to try the M&S squirt cream, the chocolate one, which we've got some downstairs, by the way, which I might have a bit later. Which
I actually think they may have discontinued, and I got the last one. I think they may have discontinued that one.
Ray said you should make some. I bet they would be scrumptious. Oh, what, Florentines?
This is what I was saying to you. Maybe I might look into making. I just don't think I could get that. You know, that lovely little pattern that they do in the chocolate. But I did. It was one of my things that I thought I might do. Yeah, I can't get. Mark might get a better one on his big screen there, but that's what they look like. Thomas Fudges. I can't get it to focus, but they are doing 20% off, which was £2.80. Although when I went to Waitrose, they didn't have the £2.80 sign on it.
At a cottage. Charlie said he had a cottage pie today for his tea. What was it like? Matt, is it a specific cottage pie that you had? And if so, what one would you recommend? Because that's what we're always on the lookout for, trying new foods.
Yeah, we are always on the lookout for trying new foods, especially if it's an all you can eat. But I really do want to try that Bone Daddies. Who was it that suggested Bone Daddies last week?
Ray couldn't get the chocolate cream either.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Was it? Oh, the chocolate cream, the squirty cream.
Yeah. That's what she's talking about.
I think that they might have sold out. Karen, was it you that was talking about Bone Daddies? Is it Japanese? I definitely want to try that. That just sounds amazing. But yeah. Yeah.
So I had a go at making these the other day. So these are Korean corn dogs. So what they are is basically inside there is actually mozzarella cheese coated in bread with the little squares of potato on the end. Mine were okay, but I think I can improve them. Charlie said, Ray, and there's a subscription to your channel. Oh yeah, Ray said she hasn't watched Charlie's videos as yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't either yet, Charlie. But I was excited when you said you were going to see The Wanted. I'm not really. Do you know what? I'm not really up on a lot of bands and groups and stuff like that these days. And they were doing now about the most recent one that I know of is Dua Lipa. They were doing this program. Has anyone seen it, called Starstruck? And they did one of Billie Eilish. Now, I've heard Billie Eilish's name all over, up and down, and all that for the last few years now, but yet I don't think I've ever heard any of her music. And I know she's doing, she did the James Bond theme tune, but yeah, I just don't know her music. And I might have heard it, but just not known it was Billie Eilish.
That was what was the program you watched? Which is
Starstruck.
Starstruck, which is a complete rip-off of Stars in Their Eyes.
Pretty much.
Complete rip-off of Stars in Their Eyes. But there you go. Veg Inside the Cottage Pie, you were saying.
Oh, nice.
Right, now, another one that, now I don't know if they still do this, but a little recommendation there. That's the M&S from the food collection. This is clotted cream, but it's got strawberries in it. So it tastes like, obviously, when you get a scone, you always put clotted cream and strawberry jam. It tastes like a mixture of the two. But that is absolutely delicious. It's like a very, very rich strawberry mousse.
Now, I never had a chance to try this, so I can't tell you.
Why didn't you try it?
Because someone finished it.
Well, that's, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
You snooze.
Just like when you went downstairs to find the biscuits.
Yeah, I snoozed and I lost.
Yes, exactly.
I snozzed and I lost.
So that's what it's like. If Mark's around and it's vegetarian, you're not going to get a bit of it.
There you go. So as you can see there, they've just put it straight onto a scone there without any jam on it. It's just the cream itself. And they put a few strawberries on there. That is definitely a recommendation of ours. Oh gosh, Mark, I'm doing a shopping list. All right, let's go. So we're going to do a few of our little favourites that we recommend from... This is an advert for M&S, even though they don't sponsor us.
No, we don't get sponsored by anyone. Anything that we recommend or that we review, we've actually bought, we've paid for, we review.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's our own opinion. I've seen a few YouTubers who get sent stuff, and I often wonder, do they do like a proper, like with me, I would do a proper review. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'll just say like, yeah, you know, this is good or that's bad. But I will always, you know, I don't like to do a complaining, you know, or complaining about something type video. Either something's good or something's bad. And do you know what I mean?
Charlie said, oh, Bandit, I saw this Starstruck on TV. Ray said, I had jacket potato and cheese and beans today. It's my vegetarian day. Oh, so are you flexitarian? So they're saying the flexitarian thing is the new thing where you go vegetarian for a few days a week.
Or is it like something like Slimming World where you have your green day and your red day?
So again, this is one of our little faves. So these are the potato dauphinoise. Oh, as you can see from there. Oh, it's not even focusing in, which is annoying.
Move it back just a little bit.
But they are really, really nice. You put them in the oven for about 30 minutes. Let them go. So it's essentially, as you know, slices of potato, but in the middle is cream and Gruyere cheese that all melts into one delicious amount. Really, really good.
Now I add things to it because for me it's a little bit plain. So I normally add like a few dried herbs, spices, things like that. So the things that I normally add will be some ground ginger, some ground garlic granules, what else do I add to it? Chili flakes, and then towards the end, honey.
There you go. Oh, Charlie's asked you a question. Kelly, what is your favourite biscuits?
At the moment, do you know what? I've got Marks and Spencer's, they're on the bed there actually, do these chocolate orange biscuits. I absolutely love them. But at the moment, my favourite biscuits are Florentines.
Oh, yes.
Are the Waitrose Florentines. But my go-to biscuit, M&S do quite a good range of biscuits. They're really good range.
Now, please don't judge us because Kelly does have biscuits on the bed. Yes, you heard it right.
Because I was having a biscuit while I was editing the video, and I was editing the video on the bed. I'm
sure they believe you. That's the one they get. So this is one of Kelly's favourites. So it's extremely chocolatey, orange choc biscuits, and they are actually, aren't they? So you've got, as you can see there, on this last one, if I zoom in, there's almost like a layer of orange in the middle there, so chocolate orange in there, but the whole thing is like chocolate orangey, and it looks like orange segments. So this is one of Kelly's favourites.
There's not orange in there though. There's not like, you know, like a Jaffa or anything like that. It looks like it, but there's not. It's actually just orange chocolate. It's just orange flavoured chocolate.
But one of our recommendations as well, but you must try those cream. Now, I really like the clotted cream. Not everybody's favourite, but that was delicious.
I wouldn't know.
So how about you guys? What is your favourite biscuit? Charlie, do you have a favourite biscuit? And Ray Ray as well. What's yours?
Yeah.
Oh, and Karen as well. Ray Ray said, I love chocolate digestives to dunk in tea. I love ginger biscuits to dunk in coffee.
I love ginger biscuits regardless. I'm not a lover of coffee except for frappuccinos.
Oh, and also Ray Ray loves choc orange as well. Now, do you guys go for the Terry's choc orange, or is there a specific type of choc orange you like? Now, I always find the ones in Quality Street far too sickly. There is a choc orange in the Quality Street, which is quite sickly.
There isn't a choc orange, but what there is, there's two.
Or orange cream. Sorry.
The orange cream.
Orange cream,
which you also get in Roses and in Quality Street, and I don't like many.
Too sickly for me.
Yeah, I don't like many cream-filled chocolates, so I'm not a walnut whip person. Or well, they don't call them walnut whips because of these nut allergies and stuff. You don't get walnuts now on top of walnut.
Oh
whip.
right, okay. Well, you just call it whip.
Yeah, I'm assuming they just call them whips now. Do they?
I'm going to Google.
Sure. But they used to be called walnut whips. And I'm not a lover of any cream-based filled chocolates.
No, you're wrong. They are still called walnut whip.
Oh, are they?
Nestle walnut whip.
But they weren't a Nestle thing before. Walnut whips, were they? Were they always a Nestle? I don't think they were. I think
there you go.
Nestle might have adopted them, but
well, weirdly enough, this is just from Amazon, but it's got the 6-pack there, walnut whip.
Yeah,
£7. Ray Ray said, Terry seemed to go quickly in my possession. I try not to buy.
Do you know what? I love the Terry's white chocolate orange. And I bought a bag, but they don't taste right. So now I haven't eaten and I've left them on the side.
You also used to like the ones with popping candy in them.
Oh, so I love those ones.
They do them with popping candy.
Yeah, but they only do them at Christmas. They don't do them all year round.
Now, I'm going to show you guys Kelly's favourite chocolate bar, one of her.
Oh, no, it's not my favourite, but it is my go-to. There's a difference between favourite and go-to. So if I'm just feeling something, your go-to is what you would eat quite often. When you have a favourite something or you don't eat it that often, you just have it on like a certain occasion or whatever. But my favourite chocolate is actually Leonidas, but there's not one around here.
So this is one of Kelly's go-to ones as well. Now you like it because it has all the different
it has the popping candy in it and it has the jellies in it.
Jelly tots, and it also got Smarties.
Yeah, mini Smarties. Yeah,
mini Smarties in it. So you can see in there. I bring my finger up there. You can see all the little pieces in the thing. That is one of Kelly's big recommendations for chocolate.
And I think one of your favourite things is Percy Pigs.
So Ray said, I went shopping to get Terry's chocolate orange, and I ate it on the way home. Just to open it up on the passenger seat. Was it the square or did you get the pack? Because you can get the little packs, can't you, with the little segments in them? Yeah,
that's normally what people get, but now you can buy them in bars.
Ah, so Charlie likes Oreo biscuits. Now with Oreos, they now do different flavours of Oreos. So obviously you've got the plain one as well. Charlie, if you get a chance, really do try Oreo milkshake. Crush'ems is one that KFC do. But
my nephews love.
Oh, they love the Crush'ems as well. But there's a local ice cream shop to us. And they do them all crushed up into a milkshake. Really, really nice. Fantastic.
Starbucks normally do one in the summertime, but they just call it cookies and cream. But basically, it's Oreo.
Yeah, it's Oreo.
It's Oreo biscuits. But my nephew absolutely loves it.
Oh, and Ray doesn't like Oreo.
Do you know what?
But she did buy the whole orange.
Do you know what? I am a bit of Oreo cookies is a bit of a hit and miss to me. When I was younger, I used to eat Oreo cookies all the time. Then I went off them because I think I ate them a bit too much, especially when I went to the States. I'd buy boxes and boxes because you couldn't get them here at the time. So I would just buy boxes over there. Then I went off them, and then they did the mini Oreo. Oh, and then when you used to get them in a little
Yeah,
tub,
the tiny little tubs.
and
Yeah.
then I would eat the Oreos. But you know the ones I like, Nutter Butters,
Oh,
and the mini tubs of Nutter Butters.
so Nutter Butters are very much like mini Oreos. They're tiny little things, but only in the United States. So we used to bring these back from the States. So essentially, what they are two little, like tiny mini Oreos, two little biscuits, and they're sandwiched in between some almost like a peanut.
It's peanut, yeah, it's like a
peanut butter cream. So it's not as strong as peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's like a peanut butter cream. But they were really, really good.
Yeah.
When you weren't looking, I would eat a lot of them.
Yeah, I know he would. But they're not like they're in the shape of Oreo cookies, but it's not chocolate cookies, or it's not made by Oreo. It's actually they're actually light biscuits. Biscuits that you would get on a custard cream. So they are like mini, like round custard creams, but with peanut butter in them. But it is like, yeah. But in the States, everyone goes mad for peanut butter. It's like one of the staples. You know, they have it like peanut butter and banana, and PB&J, which is their peanut butter and jelly, or peanut butter and jam as we would call it here. But peanut butter and jam it's delicious. I never thought it would be delicious, but it's delicious.
Oh, Ray said, I love peanut butter by the spoonful. Now, Ray, I'm going to try a little secret that I do that, again, I'll get into trouble because I've been doing it with Kelly's stuff. But what you do is you get the spoon, block your ears, you get a spoon and you get a jar of peanut butter. You dip your spoon in the peanut butter, but get a nice wedge of that. Then what you do with the same spoon, you then dip it in the Nutella. So you get a good equal 50-50, part peanut butter, part Nutella. Don't worry about if it mixes, no one will notice. And then you have that. I tell you something, peanut butter and Nutella mixed together.
And then he wonders why I start shouting.
Sensational. It's worth the shouting. It's that good.
That is why we have separate peanut butters.
So it's worth the thing. Don't worry about if it swirls. If it swirls, all the better. All the better. You get that lovely peanut butter and chocolate swirl. Give it a go. If you've got Nutella, give it a go. Charlie said, "What's a good chocolate bar?"
Ooh.
Now we showed you that one actually, Charlie.
It depends what your idea of a good chocolate bar. I don't know why, Charlie, but do you like a finger of fudge? Every now and again, I really enjoy a finger of fudge.
Ray, we have separate peanut butter, lol. Do you know what? She's not kidding. We have to, because Madam gets really upset if I swirl the peanut butter with something else.
No, I don't get upset about that. What I get upset about is that when I want to go and have peanut butter on toast or something, it's gone. That's what upsets me.
Snooze, you lose.
That's why we have separate peanut butter.
So, and as well, so we got you get your jar of Nutella, where you've got to try it. If you've got it, give it a go tonight. If you've got peanut butter and you've got Nutella, give it a go. Grab that spoon, dip it in, and then dip it into the second one, and try that 50-50 con. Make sure it's 50-50. Got to give it a go. Charlie, back to Charlie's point. Ideal chocolate bar. Lion Bar is one of my favourites. Really, really like a Lion Bar. Not too fussed on Mars. I think it's too sickly for me. But
when was the last time you had a Lion Bar?
Not for ages, but that was one of my favourites as well. I used to love a double decker. That was one of my favourite ones as well, with the nougat in it. And the Boost, a biscuit Boost.
I like a finger of fudge every now and again, but my go-to would be something by Cadbury, to be fair. And I do like white chocolate though, but I don't eat a lot of it, if that makes sense. But I do like white chocolate. I prefer white chocolate over milk chocolate, but I just don't eat a lot of white chocolute.
Ray said, anything Cadbury's for me. I also don't mind a Ripple. I ate a pack of 3 yesterday. Go on, Ray.
Do you know what? I used to really enjoy Ripple Galaxy Ripple when I was younger. And every now and again I do have it. But I gotta say, I do like a flake. I do like a flake.
But I find flake boring. It's just plain chocolate.
Yeah, I know, but it's the texture of it that I like. I like. Do you know what it is? I like the texture of it, and because the thing is, I wouldn't eat a bar of dairy milk. Like I wouldn't eat a bar of dairy milk, but I will eat a flake. I like the crumbliness of it. I like, yeah, I just prefer the texture.
Do you know how a flake came by? Funny enough, when we went to the Cadbury's factory, I learned this. Apparently, one of the guys on the technician floor in the Cadbury's factory just saw there was just shavings of chocolate everywhere. Because obviously when the chocolate's being cut and stuff like this, these shavings would go on the floor and someone would go around just sweeping them up. And of course, as he saw them being swept up, they kind of formed this little, almost like a little log. And he thought, actual fact, that would be a really good idea. A, to cut down on waste, and B, actually form a bar. So he tried it, and it was really, really popular. So they made it, and that's how it came. Apparently, it was just from shavings. He's just obviously he didn't gather them up and go, yeah, try that.
Try.
But he sort of got a machine underneath to gather up the shavings, and then created that into a bar.
Only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate.
Yeah, that one. So now then, so Ray said, "Oh, I love a white Milky Bar, kid." My mum worked in Walker's chocolate factory when she was young. All right, okay. Did she get lots of freebies?
Hold on, Walker's chocolate factory or Walker's crisp factory?
Sahinas, how are you?
Hey, Sahinas.
She said, "Happy." So, hello, Mark and Kelly. Good evening. Lots of love to Sahinas from India and your friends here. Oh, how have you been?
Hope you're well.
Yeah, as well. And have you been up to, what have you been doing recently?
Yeah, she's done a few videos.
I haven't checked up your videos. I need to catch up with you.
I haven't checked your last 3 videos, I don't think, because actually Sahinas is actually quite good at uploading quite regularly.
Yeah, you do. I know.
Yeah.
You do quite a lot as well. I'm just checking out your site right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to say, I love a flake. And I like it when chocolate's a little bit melty. I know that not everyone, like with my mum, she used to like to keep chocolate in the freezer because she used to like chocolate as hard as possible. Whereas I'm the opposite. I like it as soft as possible because I like the meltiness and the sort of thing of the chocolate. So yeah, but my mum would have it in the freezer and I would wait for it to sort of like be to that almost melty stage.
So Ray said it's a cheap chocolate factory. All right, now, I've never heard of Walker's. No. Charlie said, what is everybody's favourite crisp? Which colour crisps is best? Which colour crisps?
The blue one, and it's the cheese and onion. Now, I have a story about this. When I was growing up, cheese and onion was always in a green packet, but ever in a green packet. That was cheese and onion. And salt and vinegar used to be in a blue packet. So you would always get salt and vinegar in a blue packet. And then, so every time when Walker's came about, for some reason, they switched over the colours. So I would pick up a green packet expecting it to be cheese and onion. And it would be forever.
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. And I used to get so mad.
Ray just said exactly the same thing. Mine is salt and vinegar, green. Can't stand cheese and onion, blue. And 2 totally different flavours. Sahina's asked, pumpkin flour recipe. Have you seen it, Mark? I haven't seen your one. Now, I've seen your, you've got the Punjabi aloo gobi, which I'm really interested in having a look at. And the other one you've got here, I'm just having a look. You've got the bitter gourd potato curry recipe and the vegetable cutlet crispy street style evening snack recipe. The other one that looks quite, here it is, pumpkin flour curry recipe. You did that 3 weeks ago.
I'm sure you spoke about that one.
No. That one I haven't seen.
The flour one. I thought
because that was a Halloween one special you did.
Because I was asking, was it an actual flour? Oh, that's what we were discussing. Was it an actual flour or was it actually ground flour? That's what we were talking about.
No.
But yeah, I like, my favourite crisps are the Walker's cheese and onion blue.
There we are. You'll recognise that.
Which is the one that Ray doesn't like. Is it Ray that doesn't like it?
Ray said the supermarket branded crisps are still blue for salt and vinegar and green for cheese and onion. So I've got caught out a few times. Do you know what? They've probably done that deliberately just to make it awkward as well.
No, it's Walker's that made it awkward.
That's what I meant. Walker's did that deliberately.
Yeah, they did. Because Golden Wonder, if anybody remembers Golden Wonder, Golden Wonder was always green for cheese and onion and blue for salt and vinegar. But more and more, Golden Wonder was being less stocked in shops. So I don't know what reason, but it was getting less. And then you got things like discos and things like that. And I don't mind discos, but they're not my favorite crisps. and so Walkers were becoming more and more on the shelves. So then so whenever I went to pick up a green packet, it would inevitably be, and you wouldn't realize it until you opened it and ate it, and it used to make me so mad up. But now, yeah, I mean, my favorite has pretty much always been cheese and onion, but Skips used to do sweet corn and relish. And I used to really like sweet corn and relish from Skips.
Skips for me were always just too powerful because they had the prawn cocktail, which was just so strong.
When I was younger, it was all about prawn cocktails.
So Sahinaz, which recipe would you recommend as a starter from yours? So what I mean by starters, something that's easy for somebody like me to do, so not too complicated. A beginner is a better word, not starter. Starter sounds like it's a starter.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant a starter as in before.
Well, actually, but I did kind of mean that as well because I thought that'd be quite easy to do. Kelly, you look great. That's from Sahinaz.
Thank you very much. Happy International Women's Day.
There we are. I've got. Oh, you like prawn cocktails, says Ray. Oh, not my favorite. Do you know the one I do like though, which really divides opinion? And that is pickled onion flavored Monster Munch. Some people work. I used to buy a 6-pack, and people used to rave it. It's like, oh, Monster Munch. Other people go, oh, that's just so sour. I love Monster Munch.
I don't mind Monster Munch, but the beef or is it flaming hot? Is it?
Yeah, the chili.
Yeah, I don't mind that one, or or the beef ones. And sometimes I used to order them in our shop. And so I'd have like these beef Monster Munch in the cupboard, and then I'd eat the beef Monster Munch. Sometimes I'd order Quavers, so like very childhood type crisps. Sometimes I would order.
Oh yeah, so Ray said the ones with the little bag of salt in.
That's Smith's.
Yes, that was a salt and shake.
Yeah, that was Smith's. Yeah, so basically just salted plain crisps. And you could add the salt to them. So basically, you could have them plain, or you could have them salted.
Yeah, Ray said I like the beef hula hoops.
Do you know what? With hula hoops, there was a flavor that they did, and it was a limited edition flavor, and I can't remember which one it was. And Whatsits did a limited edition flavor as well, and I never understood why they never kept it, because Whatsits also do a flaming hot, which is I like the giants. I don't know if anyone's tried the giant Whatsits. I quite like those. But again, they did a limited edition one. I can't remember what it was, and I never understood why they never brought it back. But yeah, there's been a few limited edition ones. I mean, good ones, not ones like now, which is like ketchup or roast dinner or whatever, which just doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, I don't mind those.
Or the lasagna ones or whatever. It's just like, or fish and chips. It's just like, really?
Well, the other one as well, Adele, the singer, she said her favorite thing is to get salt and vinegar crisps, and you get Worcester sauce, okay? And you put that in the crisp, and you shake up the bag, you eat the crisp, and at the end, you drink all the juice that's left from the end there as the dregs, because that's like a really salty Worcester sauce. Juice.
The only thing that I like with crisps that's unusual, or that I would class as unusual, is I put them in a cheese sandwich, or like I just had a crisp sandwich.
Oh, crisp sandwich is awesome.
Yeah.
I love crisp sandwich. Oh, Charlie said, now this is a good one. What is your favorite pie? Now, Sahinaz, if you're still on, which you are, black pepper, paneer pumpkin, flour, crispy, sweet chicken. It's easy to make and the best taste. I was going to say, Sahinaz, a good question from Charlie. Do you recommend a pie? I know it's not probably a very Indian dish, but have you ever tried a pie or something very similar, like a patty or something, that you could recommend from your recipe book? But we'll have a look at the pumpkin curry. I'm going to have a look at after our live. I want to have a little watch of that. I might leave a little comment. Remind me to leave a comment.
I think with regards to pie, chicken and bacon. I do like a chicken and bacon, but I don't necessarily like. The problem sometimes with chicken pies is it comes with a creamy sauce, and I don't feel that the creamy sauce goes in a pie. So when it's just like a normal sauce, like the juices of the meats and stuff like that, that's quite nice in a pie. I also like a beef pie, a good old. I don't mind mince pie, but I haven't had a mince pie, I don't think, for long, but I do like the steak one, steak pie. Nice steak.
Oh, beef and Stilton. No, I love Stilton. I don't eat beef, But Stilton, Kelly can't stand Stilton. I cannot understand why anybody doesn't like it. It's one of the Don of cheeses.
No,
It really is
isn't.
a fantastic cheese, especially a really strong Stilton. When you have that,
Even Mark saying it, I can even smell it.
when I do, I'll tell you a little secret I do. So I love making myself an omelette, and on a Saturday, that is my routine. That's one thing I like to do. Get up and really make breakfast because I never have time to do it during the week. Well, some toast.
Cold piece of toast.
So what I'll do is I boil omelette. I have things like leek. I put all kinds of nice fresh vegetables in it, and then what I do is I make that into the omelette. But then I grate loads of blue cheese on that and put it under the grill and let that melt. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, Sahina said, I will do another pumpkin flour snack in your next video. Well, I shall have a look at that. I'm really interested in having a look at your one here. So that was one from 3 weeks ago. You did that for the Halloween special.
Yeah, because you're very much into pumpkin.
Yeah, I do really enjoy pumpkin. I really do like it as a food. I love, and also as well, I didn't realise the difference as well, because you've got the regular pumpkin, which is the one we're all familiar with, what I call the American pumpkin, which is that big orange one. But there's also a Japanese pumpkin, which is much, much smaller. And you'll find that with a lot of pumpkins is they do have a lot of water in them, but the Japanese pumpkin doesn't. And the idea is that's better for having in things like roasting it because it doesn't release so much moisture.
But also they do these pumpkin patties and they are delicious.
Oh, there you go. Kelly won't try this, Ray, but I will. Kelly, try apricots and Stilton. It's not strong.
No,
I'm gonna try that.
There's one that they were doing. They were doing a mango and ginger. No, mango Stilton and a ginger Stilton. I didn't know whether you'd be into that.
Oh, I'd give it a go. I would definitely give that a try.
I like cranberry Wensleydale, and I don't mind apricot Wensleydale as well. But cranberry Wensleydale's my favourite.
I also was interested in Sahina's did a Malak puree. I think it was it Malak Palak puree. That was it, which was actually a very green bread that you did. So, but it was a really bright green color. Did I pronounce that right? I'm sorry if I butchered it, but it did look very, very interesting and look very, very healthy too. Ray said the base of my soup is pumpkin. I use the green pumpkins. Yeah, I think that might be the Japanese pumpkins. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, but I think it's well because I've always found that when I've tried to roast pumpkin, it's very, very high in moisture, so it just releases so much moisture. Yeah, regular pumpkin. We'll do the video, Mark. It's a try it. Must try it. I will have a look at that. I will have a look at that because that does sound fantastic. So the regular pumpkin, yeah, the big orange pumpkin. Can we still get them now at this time of year? I don't see them in the supermarket. Do you know what? It's one of those things. I don't look for a pumpkin any other time than Halloween, so I don't see.
Do you know what? You probably can get them in packets.
Yeah.
You won't get a pumpkin, but you'll get pumpkin probably in packets.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, stuff like that.
They're probably in the freezing section as well.
Yeah, you get them in the frozen section, definitely. Yeah.
So I shall look out for that, Sahina. Thank you very much. I shall try. I'm just having a look at your things as well.
I feel like what's everyone's favorite sort of like? Do you have a specific favorite ingredient or item of food? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love cheeses and things like that, but I feel like probably my favorite thing might be a piece of steak. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love pork belly as well. And I think my favorite ingredient has to be garlic. Now, that is my biggest favorite ingredient.
So I'm just going to go this again, which is the wheat flour porridge. So this is one I want to try, Sahina's. This is one of your videos I want to try because this one looked quite good. So this is the wheat flour sweet porridge. And I was looking at how you did that. I know it's a winter dish, but we still are in winter. And also as well, well, here we are. Yeah, it's very in the UK. You'll probably find that it's as Ray will confirm and Charlie is very cold. But that looked quite good because you actually cooked the flour, which was interesting. I'd never seen that before. Where you actually bake flour, actually in a frying pan, bake flour. So that looked quite good.
What, bake it in the oven, or do you mean
no, fry that as well. And for about 10 minutes, I've never cooked flour like that way before. So that looked quite interesting. While you're eating your toast. But yeah, going back to what Ray was saying. So Ray, is there a special recipe you do for your pumpkin soup? Do you add cream in it, or do you just have it with stock, or do you have it both?
Yeah, because I can imagine you would put both in it, like a vegetable, or depends if you're making it vegetarian. So like a vegetarian stock with maybe like coconut milk, maybe something like that. Um, there's been soups that I've bought in the past. You know, like when Eat was around,
Mm.
I would buy like carrot and honey soup. That would be quite nice. Or they did a pea and ham, but I didn't try pea and ham because I just don't think pea soup would be nice.
Ah, now two ladies with similar tastes. Ray said, my favorite meat has to be pork. The crackling, oh my god. But I have high cholesterol, so I try to avoid it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't
You
had.
like Kenny loves belly pork.
Yeah, I haven't had my cholesterol taken for a little while, but I've never ever had, as big as I am, I've never ever had high cholesterol. So that's always something that's been on my side. I don't know how it is now. I might have high cholesterol now, I'm not sure. But I've never had it. Um, but yeah, I think um but then again, I suppose I don't eat too much oil. I suppose I don't fry too much. I have bacon sort of like maybe once or twice a week, maybe,
Yeah.
and things like that. So I don't tend to fry that often. And if I do fry, I do a little bit of a mixture of olive oil and a little knob of garlic butter. If I do fry, so if I have steak and I fry it, that's how I do it. But a lot of the times we end up putting things in the oven or the grill rather than fry. But we do fry, just not as often. Like we don't fry every day. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, exactly. So Charlie said, oh, I love your video, Sahinaz. So yeah, so Charlie's been watching your stuff as
Oh,
well. Sahinaz said, Mark, my next video is easy snap pumpkin flour recipe. It's for you and Kelly. Oh, thank you.
oh, thank
Well, we will
you.
watch that. We shall
Yeah,
definitely watch that. I need to watch a couple more, and your Charlie's ones as well. To
definitely.
catch
I've
up.
got to catch up with
We
Charlie's
have to
ones.
do a lot of
Yeah.
catch up. Ray said the pumpkin is really for stock and for color. I add meat and other vegetable to the soup.
Do you blend? Do you stick blend it, or do you do it like a chunky soup? Like I made a soup, but you weren't too enamored with it. What soup was it?
Oh yeah.
Butternut squash. It was a Gordon Ramsay recipe, butternut squash, and it had coconut milk in it, but you weren't enamored with it.
I've got to be honest right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I like coconut milk, but for me, I see it as a sweet thing. I'm not one of these people that likes to have sweet things in main meals. If does that make sense? So I'm not a really big. If coconut milk, like I said, I would try and avoid in a main. I don't like Thai green curry or anything like that. That just really is not.
I can't remember the last time I had a good Thai green curry.
Well, same here.
I can't remember the last time when
I
I
agree
had
with that.
like, I love Thai green curry. The best Thai green curry that I've had, there was a place in Farringdon, but it closed down, which was a real shame. But yeah, they used to do a really good Thai green chicken curry. There was another place that I used to go to, and I used to have a Thai green lamb, because you could choose if you wanted chicken, because chicken is the most is the more popular, but I used to like lamb, or like I don't mind a korma, but sometimes I like my dishes quite spicy.
So
Yeah.
Ray said, I've cooked pork before and it was ready. I've eaten the crackling and I'm the same with chicken. I love the worst parts.
The
So,
skin.
do you eat the parson's nose? Do you eat the parson's nose from the chicken as well, or turkey? Sahina says, thank you so much, Charlie. Welcome to my channel. Ray said, I like it chunky, but blend it for the granddaughter. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Because like with me, I never really make, that was my first time making a soup, which was Gordon Ramsay's recipe, and he had cumin seeds in it and all that. And I like cumin seeds and things. I like all them sort of like herbs and spices and that. But yeah, that was my first time making a soup, and I want to make a soup again, but one I would like to make would be like carrot and honey. I think that would be quite a nice soup. Um, so I might try that at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never really. It was my first time making. I like a lot of people buy soup makers, but I do think it's a nice with a nice wedge of bread and butter. I feel like it's a nice hearty. It's a nice hearty dish.
Do you know, that's one thing we've always been thinking about. We've got so many gadgets, we stopped buying them.
Yeah.
But things like we haven't got a rice maker, which I did have, but I got rid of it. And then we haven't got a bread maker.
Yeah.
But I've never had a bread maker. And what was the other thing we were going to buy? We bought a crock pot, used it once. It's stored away somewhere.
Yeah, but it's not a proper crock pot. It's not one that you can. A crock pot is something that you leave on all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Well,
a crock
whatever
pot.
you bought, it's been
Yeah,
packed away for 2 years.
Because the thing is, we don't have the space to have it.
No.
Because if we had the space to have it out, I would use it all the time. But because we don't have the space, because our kitchen's a galley kitchen. So by the time you've got your toaster, and by the time, and I have a lot of spices in my spice rack and all that, it's all over the sides and everything else. You have your kettle, then I have my mixer for when I'm baking my cakes. We have the NutriBullet, and I make my smoothies, and all that. So then we've got the 2 coffee machines. By the time you've got all that, there's no space for anything else. There's no space.
I do have a little waffle maker as well, but the one I got is a nice fold away one, because I thought now if you buy a gadget, it has to be able to fold away. Something you can just put it away and then.
But when you put it away, that's when you don't use it. Which is the sad problem, because we've got so basically I've got the Tefal cook for you. And so basically you can put all your ingredients in and it cooks it, and you can fry it, you can saute in there and everything. And it's such a great little machine, but can't use it because we just don't have the space to sort of like have it out. So, but that's my only thing, because I would love to have it out and sort of like cooking it and everything else. But I would, if we were doing Christmas at home, then I would definitely have it out.
Well, we could have it out, but because we've got just get rid of some of the other stuff, and we've got a deep fat flour we haven't used in months.
Yeah.
Now Ray, she said I add red kidney beans, thyme, coconut milk, Scotch bonnet pepper, Scotch bonnet seasoning. I don't think a rice maker would be any good for me. That's your little secret.
Rice cooker is what you meant, not rice maker.
Oh, rice cooker. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, rice cooker. Yeah, with the rice. Yeah, it doesn't make rice. You can't make rice. It just comes from the thing. But
yeah, but the rice maker is when you would push the potatoes through. That's a rice maker.
That's a ricer. That's not a rice maker.
Ah,
no,
well, rice cooker is
rice
what.
Cooker,
is
yeah.
What, yeah.
So you got red kits. That's what you do. So you add it, and do you have a crock pot, Ray? Do you use that when you're doing your cooking, or do you just bung it in a pressure cooker, or do you just bung it in a pan and do it?
Yeah.
Your mum's got a pressure cooker, one of those old-fashioned ones.
Yeah, my family still sort of cook in an old-fashioned way. So they will cook rice in a certain way. They'll cook it in a big Dexy. They don't cook it in the way that other people, because when I remember my grandparents cooking rice, and I don't know if my aunt makes rice the same way, but when my grandparents used to do it, obviously you wash the rice and everything else, but they would boil the rice and then they would tip the water away, then they would cook it, then they tip the water away, and then they cook it. So I don't know but a lot of people do the absorption method, which is obviously after you've washed the rice, you put in the right amount of water, then you put your lid on top, and then you wait for you have it on high, then you turn it down to simmer, and you wait for the rice to cook, to simmer basically. And that's and all the water will get soaked up in the rice. But not everyone does the rice that way.
No, that's true. I've got to be honest. I never knew how to do rice before. I would just boil tons of water, put a tiny bit of rice in it. I thought it would work like peas. You just boil it up until it's ready and done. Yeah. Ray said a Dutch pot. I'm old-fashioned pans all over the cooker. Dutch pot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dutch pot. I was going to say actually, there was one guy I used to watch on YouTube called Kent Rollins. And he's an old cowboy out in the Midwest, and he cooks stuff like in a Dutch oven and stuff like that. But it's funny. He's on YouTube. Very funny guy. Real Texan type person, Southern person.
And do you do your rice the absorption method way? There was a lady that I used to work with, and she said her father-in-law used to bake rice.
Bake it?
Yeah. So I assume he would have the water in it and everything. So obviously after washing the rice, and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
to have the water, the right amount of water in it, and then put it in the oven and bake it. I assume so. It would be very similar to you having it on the hob.
Well, do you know what? I was going to say, I've not heard of baking rice, but I didn't realise that's how you make clotted cream. You bake it on an incredibly low temperature.
Mm.
So effectively, what they used to do, I didn't realise the way they discovered clotted cream is they pour it into a like a big, almost like a lasagna dish,
Mm.
and then they used to put it in. They'd have when the Argas used to use Argas because Arga would stay warm all night, so they used to put it in an Arga and just leave it. And what happens is the fatty cream floats to the top, and then
Separates.
yeah, and then separates. You take so basically you're taking the fattest part of the cream, scraping it off, and that's what makes clotted cream. Um, oh, now Charlie, that is hard. Charlie's asked a question. What is the best food out of anything, but you can only pick one? Now, when you say food, are you talking about a dish, or are you talking about one specific food? If I could only have one thing, if someone said to me you could have one thing and one thing only, I would go for seafood pizza. That would be mine.
So that's a dish.
That would be my dish.
If you could only go for one item of food, what would it be?
Pizza. That's one item of food.
That's a dish. If would it be prawns? Would it be cod? Would it be bread? If you could only go for one thing,
Oh,
what
for
would it
one
be?
item, that's difficult. Oh, so I would count pizza as a food. Ray said yes. Wash the rice, add the water with all the other ingredients. As soon as it bubbles down, during the lowest lid, and leave it only. Use a fork to move it around.
Yeah.
So Hinas, if you're still on, do you have a secret that you use for rice? Because I'll be interested to compare that with Ray's and Kelly's.
Yeah. The way that I would do it, yeah, wash the rice, put the right amount of water in a pot, have it boiling. But I would mix it with a wooden spoon normally, so the rice doesn't get stuck to the bottom. And then after that, also after I've mixed it a couple of times while it's boiling, once it reaches boiling temperature, put the lid on, turn it down, and let it simmer for about 15 minutes.
So going back
That's
to
how I do
Charlie's
it.
question, what's the one item? So I've got it then. If I'm only allowed, depending what Charlie means by one item, if it is a food dish, I'm going pizza. If it's a food item,
Bread, no.
bread.
Not.
It's
Yeah.
going to be bread. Bread, I love my bread.
Yeah.
I can make toast. I can do all sorts with it.
I think for me, if it's just one item, I'm trying to debate between steak and pork. But it'd be one of those two. And if it was a dish, it'd be roast.
I knew it. Ray said would be chocolate. Couldn't live it without it. What would be your dish, Ray? So if you had just one dish, you're allowed only one dish. What would it be? So you've got your item. So Ray's got chocolate, and we don't know what her dish is. Yours is you going pork or beef? Pork.
One of them.
Which one? Go make a choice.
A surprise. It would be. I'd ask whoever was to surprise me.
All right, pork. I'll go for then.
Okay, pork.
And what would be your?
A roast.
And a roast dinner.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's yours?
I don't think you can beat a roast dinner. You got potato, you get mashed potato, you get roast potato, you get sweet corn, you can have peas, you can have any of the roast meats. I don't think you can beat a roast dinner.
I'm wondering if Charlie will pick a roast because of the carvery, because he goes to the carvery a lot.
Yeah,
I reckon
you get stuffing, and I like the crunchy bit of the stuffing. You can't beat roast potato or mashed potato.
No, I was going to say, Ashafar, I do love
Yorkshire pudding. Listen, it's all there. It's a roast. It's all there. You can't beat it.
Ray's gone for curry goat. Now that surprises me. Do you know what? I was guessing with you, Ray, you would go a Chinese dish. I'm surprised you're going curry goat. That did surprise me.
If I had to go for a Chinese dish,
no, you don't have to go for a Chinese dish.
No, but I'm just saying, if I did, it probably would be crispy aromatic duck.
But I am surprised you pick roast dinner over Chinese.
Yeah. Well. Do you know why? Because there's a variety on the dish.
Okay.
That's why I would go for a roast dinner.
Okay, so you can just have. Well, you can add to it as much as you want.
Yeah. The reason why I would go for a roast dinner is because there's a variety. Whereas if I have Chinese, it would only be the one dish, right? But if I go for roast dinner, you can have potato, you can have mashed potato, you can have roast potato, you can have your Yorkshire pudding, you can have your stuffing, you can have your cranberry sauce, you can have your. Listen, Listen.
Already decided, guys.
Pigs in blankets. Pigs in blankets.
I'm going with my pizza. I'm definitely going with my pizza. Love my pizza. And I have one for Carvery. I knew it. He's right. Well done, Charlie. That's the one.
Yeah.
So he's gone for Carvery. So there are 2 for roast dinners. Two gone for roast dinners.
Because it can be so varied. That's the only reason. If I was to go for a Chinese, it would have to be one dish, right?
Yeah.
So there's not many other dishes that you can go for which has a variety of foods within the dish.
No.
Like a roast dinner does.
No, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. That's
the point of the roast dinner, is because you can have a variety of things, and even then, the next day you make your bubble and squeak.
Yeah.
And that is why I would have
dim sum. You could with a variety, but yeah, no, I do get what you're saying. So 2 Carveries, 1 curried goat, 1 pizza. So that's not bad.
But if I was to do like a dish, it would definitely be a Chinese dish, most definitely. But there are so many. But also with there's because you've got your Chinese, you've got your Vietnamese, and you've got your Japanese, and I like something from each one of them. So I mean, I love like crispy aromatic duck, but I also like Thai green curry. You can't the heat of the Thai green curry and the spices that is mixed in there and everything else is so tasty and delicious. But equally with a crispy aromatic duck, especially if the duck is done well and you get bits of the crispy skin, and I've spoken about this before. If anybody comes down to London and they go to any one of the markets, look out for a stall called the Frenchie. They do this duck burger, right? You can't beat it. You cannot beat that duck burger. I'm telling you. The last time I had it must have been a good 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I haven't. When we went to the South Bank market, I was looking for the Frenchie, and I couldn't find him. But the next time I'm down at South Bank, I'm gonna look for that stall.
Yeah, you were saying about the Frenchie. Look for it. We did go back to the Frenchie to see if we could find it, or back to the South Bank to see if we could find the Frenchie. But the store's called the Frenchie.
Yeah, the store's called the Frenchie.
Right. So Charlie asked, "What's the best thing about a carvery?" I think what Kelly said about the variety. I think for me, now bear in mind I don't really eat the meat, but I do. There's something about that mixture between having vegetables, stuffing, and having gravy on top of that. That whole combo is so good.
For me, it's the potatoes.
Really? What, roast potatoes and
mash?
More than the meat? Really? I'm surprised at that.
Do you know what? The meat enhances it.
Right.
The meat enhances it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a pure carnivore. I love my meat. I love it. I don't think I'll ever give it up. But I do. I love potatoes.
Well, that's interesting because Ray said, I love being able to choose your own. She loves. And I get that as well. So you can actually make it your own.
Yeah.
So you can say, yeah, I want that, don't want that, want that, don't want that. I've got to be honest though. Ray said hers is the meat.
Yeah. You can flavour the meat as well.
Yeah.
So when you do a roast, it doesn't have to be, salt and pepper and you're bunging it in the oven or whatever. You can add flavors to the meat. You can marinate the meat overnight and things like that. And that is what I love about a roast. You can make it as fanciful or as plain as you want.
Now we watched, I forget who it was now, but we watched a YouTube video where they made their own roast, but they added mushy peas. Now I've never seen that added to a roast as well. That has got to be something that's unique to them. No, Charlie said, put beef with gravy. It tastes lovely in a roast dinner. Would you add Yorkshire pudding? Do you like Yorkshire puddings, Charlie? Would you add that as well? Because that combo of beef, Yorkshire pudding, and the gravy as well.
And I love a good stuffing.
Oh, as well. And Ray said that she did the beef marinade overnight. There you are.
There you are.
Are you going to reveal one of your marinade secrets? No. I don't do peas on roast. Yeah. Oh, see, now I like peas, garden peas, but I wouldn't do mushy peas. But I do like garden peas.
I like garden. I was about, because in my mind I'm thinking Poddington peas. The Poddington peas. I love garden peas, but I don't like petit pois.
Oh, see, I can't tell the difference, but for me they're both nice.
I'm not a lover of petit pois. I find them hard. I don't like it.
Charlie said, yes, I would. Would have with gravy with Yorkshire puddings. That's right. So for me, I would definitely go carrots, peas. Love parsnips. Gotta say, yeah, potatoes, roast and mash if it's available. I would also do
Mustard honey mash.
Oh, yeah, sure, mustard honey mash. What else is there? I add broccoli. I love broccoli with mine, although that's not with everybody's taste as well.
Broccoli's all right, but that wouldn't even enter my mind.
No, I would have broccoli on it as well. Cauliflower cheese, I would have on it. And what was interesting, which I've never had with a roast before, and I only had it at the carvery, was the mac and cheese. And that mac and cheese was.
But in the States, macaroni cheese is part of your roast dinner.
Yeah, it is. Well,
it's
yeah,
a staple.
Yeah, but I love the mac and cheese.
So they would have it for Thanksgiving, and they'll have it at Christmas.
Oh, sprouts! I forgot sprouts. Yeah, I always see that as a Christmas thing, but I know Kelly won't stand them. But I love sprouts. And Ravi says, yeah, mushy peas on fish and chips, absolutely. But I would have it if it was available.
I don't like mushy peas, full stop.
Charlie said, who is jacket potato with baked beans? You've just described Ray Ray's lunch.
Do you know what? When I have jacket potato, right, I like it with everything. So I like everything on.
What do you mean by everything?
Well, I'm about to say. So I normally, sometimes when you go to buy a jacket, like there was a lady when I used to work on Grazing Road. There was a lady who used to have a jacket potato shop across the road, and you could pick a few. So when it was quiet, you could pick whatever you wanted, but when it was busy, it was like 2 or 3 toppings. But on my potato, this is what I like. I like my jacket potato. I like baked beans. I like mozzarella cheese. I like lardons, bacon lardons, and I like sweet corn.
That's quite intense. Now, for me, I do like baked beans as well, but I've got to say, if it's baked beans, it has to be with cheese. I want jacket potato and cheese. I don't want just beans. Well.
If I was just having a plain old jacket potato, with no fancifulness, it would just be butter and what do you call it? Mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, it has to have the two though as well.
Yeah, I feel jacket potato has to have cheese. Mozzarella cheese for me.
I do like tuna mayo with it. That's got to say as well that do give that a go. Tuna mayo with jacket potato is something nice.
All of this tuna melt, it baffles me.
So Charlie's asked, do you like Morrison's Cafe or do you like Tesco's Cafe? I've never been to Tesco's Cafe. Morrison's Cafe, I've got to say, is really good value for money. Near my workplace, there's one, and it's really good value for money. I've got to say, I really did enjoy doing the Morrison's Cafe, and I do rate it for the amount of food you get for the price. Is not bad at all. What about yourself? Would you go for the Morrison's or Tesco? But I've not done Tesco, to be fair, so I cannot do the comparison.
There's only been 2 supermarket cafes that I've been to. One of them was Marks and Spencer's, and the other one is Sainsbury's.
Okay.
I have to say that the Sainsbury's one had more variety, but the Marks and Spencer's one was very tasty.
Oh, we did do M&S. I've done M&S as well. M&S is very, very good. I've got to say,
tasty.
Their fish finger sandwich, if you do get a chance to try it, is really, really good.
Very tasty.
Yeah, Ray, your husband's got good taste. Yeah, Ray's husband had tuna mayo in one of his potatoes. That's nice. With salt as well. Got to have the salt on that as well. Try these things.
I don't know. Do you know what?
Try these things.
I like tuna fish, and I normally like it in a baguette. But I don't know. Tuna. You know what? I can't get my head around. Tuna melt.
Oh, that's lovely.
Tuna melt.
Tuna melt.
Tuna and cheese.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. This is what
tuna and cheese.
Yeah,
no, tuna. It's tuna and cheese. It's tuna.
At work, we used to have. Do you remember the old toasty maker? So you'd actually be able to make your own toasty. Charlie went, yeah, he's gone for Morrison Cafe for the choice. So what we used to do is I used to buy. This is all pre-pandemic. I used to buy a loaf of bread, and I would buy a can of tuna and get the ready cheese. And I'd make my own cheese melt. And I'd tell you, everybody, can you make me one? Can you make me one? So all lunchtime, I'm making blimmin' cheese toasties.
Tuna.
It's delicious. You don't knock it until you try it.
I can't get my head around it.
It's delicious.
Tuna and cheese.
You don't know what you're missing. Oh, Ray says, I don't like warm tuna. This is quite weird though. Yeah, you see, Charlie has tuna sandwiches. That's easy for me to say.
Tuna sandwiches, yes. I'm not discussing tuna sandwiches. I'm talking about tuna and cheese.
No, also as
tuna
well,
and melted cheese.
when you do the toasted sandwiches as well, actually the tuna becomes hot rather than warm. So, and also it melts in with the cheese, so it does almost form like it's, the best way I can describe it is think of it like a pizza. You've had a tuna pizza, so you've got the hot tuna and then the hot cheese, and then with that together it's in the bread. So it's not quite the same, but it's the closest is to a pizza. But you wouldn't have mayo with it. I wouldn't add hot mayo because hot mayo is not
a
good.
pizza. I would never have
What, tuna?
Tuna pizza.
Well, no, but the trouble is a lot of seafood pizzas is just tin tuna on it.
Yeah, I would never have that pizza.
But no, I wouldn't go for that. If I had my seafood thing, I'd like seafood things on it. So when it says tuna, I instantly know that's just tin tuna, so I won't go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when I do my tuna. When I do my
yeah, but that's steak. So Kelly's talking about she buys tuna steaks.
Yeah,
which are very expensive.
So when I do posso vindai, it's normally with tuna, and you fry the tuna, and then you pickle the onions, and then you have the onion,
that's nice.
And it's nice and spicy, and yeah, that is what I will have. That's how I like my tuna.
But yeah, no, with the tuna melt, do give it a go. Honestly, you are not missing out. But you do need. It's very difficult to do it without the right kit. Toasting it is not the same because it doesn't get it to the right temperature, and by the time you've toasted the top, the toast is actually obliterated. You've got to have either a toasty maker or a panini maker, one of the two, but that will do it.
I don't know about that.
Oh, Charlie, what a good question. Who likes fish and chips?
Oh,
Charlie. Now, but when you go to the fish and chip store, do you just buy fish and chips? Do you always go for fish and chips, or do you? Now, one of the things I always think is underrated with fish and chips, people always just think it's fish and chips. I know that people know there's other things as well, but there's so many other things you can try. Now, Kelly loves saveloy. Batter sausage, not saveloy, but they do batter sausage, saveloy, and obviously depending on where you go in the country, I've noticed they do different things. So my local, my parents, where I grew up, so that's in the West Country, they used to do mushy pea fritters. Here the net's not good at all, said Sahinas. It might be us, actually. We've been having problems with our internet.
No, I don't think we've had any problems today.
Oh, Sam, hello.
Hey, Sam, how are you?
Are you good? Nice to see you. We were just talking about fish and chips, what you like to get from fish and chips.
I don't know which Sam this is because we have 4 Sams.
So, no, I know this Sam.
You know this Sam?
This Sam. This is not Samuel. Sam. This is Sam.
Yeah, I know, but we have also another Sam.
We do. This is Mel Sam.
Right. Okay.
Hi, Sam. Ray said, "Me, I love a good chippy."
So do I. And do you know what? They're few and far between, good chippies.
Now, when you go there, do you just go fish and chips? Do you guys just get fish and chips, or do you go for something else? So this is what I'm trying to get. So like I said, my local used to do a mushy pea fritty, which were amazing. And it was literally that. They would grab a handful of mushy peas, put it in batter and deep fat fry that. That was delicious. But when my friend went to Scotland, so he went to the Edinburgh Festival, he went to the fish and chip shop up there. And he said, it was so funny. He ordered, after one of the shows, he ordered a pizza. Now, he thought that they would bake the pizza. Oh, no. The guy went to the freezer, took out the pizza, and he just chucked it in a deep fat fryer. But the other thing he had was macaroni cheese pie. And it was as it sounds, it was macaroni cheese in a pie. So if you imagine the pie crust is the same one as you have with a pork pie. So it's that I think it's what they call it, the one they make with lard. Yeah, is it salt crust? I think they call it. I forget what they call it. But yeah, it would be that crust, and they got macaroni cheese in the middle. I don't think he had that one.
I just think that when you're deep fat frying a pizza, the pizza is bready. All the oil that pizza would soak up.
Would soak up a lot.
Yeah, it's just like what? So when you bite into it, just oil would spray out everywhere.
No, he didn't say it was like that, but he did say it was very fatty. I mean, when when he got the pizza box, it came in. He said the base was just
Of course it was.
just all oil. It was all oily. He said he took a few bites. He said they couldn't eat it.
No, of course not.
Ray said she liked battered sausage and battered mushroom. And Sam, apologies. I'm sure you're Mel, Sam, but do correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure because we had quite a lot of Sams on the thing, but I'm sure it's you.
I don't think it's Samuel. No, it's not Samuel.
It's not Samuel, no.
Because Samuel's got Samuel.
He's got Samuel written on it. Battered mushroom. Now locally in London we don't get battered mushrooms. I've not seen it. Well, you probably do in one place, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, I think you do get battered mushrooms, but they're not around here that I've seen.
And the pies, and also as well. Does anybody ever go for fish cake? Because they always do fish cake at fish and chips.
Yeah, and sometimes they do pasties.
Good looking honky says, I'm not sure about that name, but Mark Kelly, hi, I'm from America.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Peter North here, an old adult film star. Wife and I enjoyed your streams. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed.
Oh, I'm glad.
And greetings from America. So
Thank you for joining us.
Whereabouts in the States are you? Because I'm just trying to work out how many hours you are behind the UK. Are you East Coast or West Coast or right in the center? Ray said also Mars bars. Hi babes.
Oh yeah.
She's we say Charlie asked, would you go for fish and chips, carvery or pizza? South Carolina, East Coast.
Oh wow.
All right, okay, yeah, you're closer to us, so you'll be 6 hours behind.
So what time is it there now?
Yeah, I think it's 6 hours. I'm guessing 6. So it's 7:30 here, 7:30 p.m.
Wow.
So I'm guessing it, and this is just a guess. I'm guessing it's 1:30 in the afternoon, but I might be wrong. 2:33. I was close.
You're
That's
not bad.
2:33.
But when are we going? Are we going forward or are we going backward? No, we're going backwards, aren't we?
Yeah.
The end of this month.
Yeah.
So then it will be would it be 1:30 then?
That's right. Yeah. So Sahina is in India, so she's 8 hours ahead.
Wow.
So you guys are you'll be 5 hours behind. 5 hours behind.
Put my glasses on so I can see.
Yeah, exactly. 2:33. That's not a bad guess.
Not a bad guess.
Yeah, you be safe too.
You be safe too. Oh,
and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, well, just to let you know, if you are interested, we do our lives every Tuesday and every Friday at 6 p.m. But thank you so much for joining us stateside, and I hope everything's safe where you are. So back to the old Charlie's question: would I go for fish and chips, carvery, or pizza? Me, gotta be pizza. You?
I still think I would choose carvery over fish and chips, but fish and chips and carvery are quite close because I do love fish and chips. I do love fish and chips, and I like you get battered sausage. But I feel like with a roast, you get more choices. I'm all about choices and variety. So I will pick a dish that would give me the most choices and the most variety.
I was going to say, but you can with the fish and chips, because this is what I was trying to say. People always forget that how much variety you do get in a fish and chip shop. And I never, like I said, I never ever order the fish cake. I never ever order the fish cake.
Yeah, but I feel like with fish and chips, it is what it is. It's fish and chips, and you may get a pie, you may get a pasty, you may get certain things, but you will never get the same variety from a fish and chip shop that you would get from a roast.
No, that's true.
You will never get the same variety. So you've got like several different types of potato and all that. You're not getting several different types of potato from a fish and chip shop. You're getting chips.
No, that's true.
That's it. There's no other.
Yeah.
There's no roast potatoes.
No.
There's no mashed potatoes.
Does anybody ever get scraps? So scraps are a little thing that my local used to do, and that's all the little ends and bits of chips. They always used to get rid of them in the end, so they would give them away free. If you ask, can I have some scraps? They'll just give them.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to just eat scraps, do you?
You just ask it for on the side.
Yeah.
That absorbs all the oil. That's a good fatty stuff.
No, we're talking about a dish that you would choose. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm going with that.
Oh, fish and chips.
There you go. See, Ray said this. I love the batter bits.
Oh, I love
and that's the scraps.
I'm not saying that I dislike the batter bits. What I'm saying is, if you have a choice between the fish and chips and the roast, if you were stuck on a desert island, let's say, Which
with a fish fryer.
which would you go for if you could only have one dish? The dish that I would go for would be the carvery because it's variety.
No, right, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying.
So on this desert island, you've got this magic carvery maker that makes all the.
No. What the story is, if you were on a desert island, you can only have one thing or one dish. What would it be? And that's where it would be.
There we are. So Peter, we were just, if you're still on, I don't know if you still are. We were just discussing as well what we would have food-wise. What's your favourite food takeaway? Obviously, we've been doing a lot of British foods here, but we'd be interested to see if you're still on. What would be yours? Yeah, Ray's gone for roast as well. Ray's gone for roast.
I'm telling you, variety. Don't get me wrong. I love Chinese for the variety. So, but because you can only have one dish, because that's the point.
Yeah.
And you said pizza, seafood pizza. That will be your dish forever and a day. But I'm talking about, one day, you know what? I'm just gonna have potatoes. Oh no, another day I might just have because it's carvery.
Well, I've got to say, carvery as well has a lot more choice than I first thought. So when we last went, we just thought, well, actually, there's quite a lot on this menu.
Yeah,
there really is. Charlie says, does a carvery price as good as a carvery burger? Oh, Sam said, I love a good Chinese.
I love Chinese.
Now, Sam, we were talking about Chinese last week. What is your favorite Chinese dish? If you're going for a Chinese, what you're going to have? Kelly's going to go for the crispy aromatic duck. What did Ray say? Ray went for the...
No, she only said pork belly. She didn't go for a specific dish. She didn't go for a specific... She went for a cuisine.
And Charlie, what would you go for if you're going for a Chinese? We never asked you if you like the Chinese.
But Ray said roast for her.
No, I was going to go for the roast.
Yeah, roast.
For me, the Chinese. Now, I'm not a big fan of Chinese, but I would go for chow mein. That would be mine.
Yeah. Would you go for vegetable chow mein or pork chow mein?
No, not pork.
It's prawn chow mein.
Prawn. I would go prawn.
In my mind, I was thinking prawn, but clearly I was thinking pork.
Yeah, exactly. Freudian slip.
Yeah, that the pork. I like pork. I was going to say King Kong style, Hong Kong style.
If you went to Farmhouse Inn, there's a carvery price, and they do a carvery burger. They get everything in a bit of carvery burger.
Do you know what? They also do that in Toby. You can have it in a bun.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't know actually that they do. So they do actual Yorkshire pudding wraps, which is one thing as well. So that's another thing you can get as well. I do like the sound of that. I like a mix, so I probably have a lot of starters.
Yeah, I'm the same. I like to have like lots of different things. So I love crispy seaweed. I love prawn toast. I love spare ribs. I love chicken satay. But you know what? It's been a long time since I've had a really good chicken satay.
Do you know what? One thing I've got to say though is my favourite bit with the Chinese comes, and it always annoys you, is I love the little crispy quaver things that come in. You know what are they called? The little, you
you mean the crisps, the prawn crackers.
Prawn crackers. I eat loads of those as well. And Kelly goes mad because I've eaten them all. Sam says, I like salt and pepper ribs for a starter.
Yeah, I like that.
And chicken fried rice as a main with some prawn crackers. I don't eat all my own, by the way. For my
Do you know what? Luckily for me, when I get a variety, Mark doesn't eat a lot of the Chinese. So it's one of them dishes that I can actually, really enjoy for a couple of days. So, but anything that is fish or non-meat, Mark will eat it, and that annoys me because I think, right, you order yours, I'm gonna order mine, which I know I can't, because with me I can't eat it all in one go. But that's fine because I like a variety, so I know it'll last me a couple of days.
Yeah, how dare I order something from the Chinese?
No, not how dare you order something from the Chinese. Eat your stuff from the Chinese. Yes, how dare you eat my stuff from the Chinese?
I don't eat your stuff. You always order the meat. I don't eat the meat.
Do I not hear? Oh, can I have some of your prawn toast?
Oh, yeah, I always have the prawn toast. Though.
Oh, can I have some of these prawn crackers?
Yeah, Ray, you're just like Kelly. So what will happen is, now, bearing there's only the two of us, our Chinese order comes in like this. It's huge. I think, who's eating all this food? It's Kelly's order for days in advance.
It's not. I've ordered a mixed hors d'oeuvre starter, right?
No, it's not. That's 7 dishes.
You shush, because you don't even know. A mixed hors d'oeuvre starter, right? And then I get a main, which one might be pork fried rice, and I get 2 sides. This is the entirety of the meal. Oh, and I might also get a quarter duck.
So to be fair, actually, you have got the common consensus. Ray said that I order lots of dishes and it's like a buffet.
And what does Sam say?
And Sam says exactly the same with me, Kelly. So the common consensus is you guys like to have variety. That's what it sounds like.
With Chinese, that is the point of Chinese. You have a variety. When you go to is it? I always get mixed up between. Is it what's a meze? Is that Greek or is that
Greek? That's
right?
Greek.
So when you get a meze, it's a mixture, right? When you order a meze, it's a mixture of starters.
Almost like a tapas as well in Spanish. Tapas,
right. Yeah. Okay. So when you order Chinese, you have to. It's like the law, right? You order a few dishes. You cannot order one thing when you go to the Chinese.
Charlie says spicy chicken with rice. That's what he likes.
And what starters do you like, Charlie? I love, yeah, like Sam, salt and pepper ribs. Sometimes I like the honey ribs, but they only do it in specific places. I like the honey ribs. I don't tend to get a lot of chicken from the Chinese. Because I tend to eat a lot of chicken elsewhere. So like if I'm say having KFC or sometimes I go somewhere and I'll have a chicken. But there was one point I just had chicken burger wherever I went. We'll just have chicken burger. I just didn't eat anything else. Don't know why.
Chicken burger from the Chinese.
Not from the Chinese, but if we were going to the pub or something that,
right.
It would be a chicken burger. If we were going to a cafe, it would be a chicken burger. If I was going to chicken burger, everything was chicken burger. I don't know why. But now, that's one of the reasons why I never really order chicken when the only chicken that I will order is chicken satay. But like I said, there's not a lot of places now that do a really good chicken satay. It's very difficult to find.
Do you like the peanut sauce?
Yeah, that's the satay part.
That's the satay part.
Yeah.
I've never understood that though with the Chinese, because you go through the Chinese menu and there's invariably some British stuff in there like chips, an omelette, and I thought, who's ordering?
But do you know what? I do like omelette and chips. I really do like roast pork omelette and chips. Their version of omelette is really tasty.
Ray said my mixed starter has to be ribs, prawn toast, wonton, spring rolls, and seaweeds. That's very much up Kelly Street.
Do you know what? My family, I'm not wontons is for me is a take or leave. I don't dislike it. I don't like you. Do you know what I mean? It's all right. It's an all right dish. But the rest of my family really love wontons. And my uncle really loved. In our family, as I was growing up, wonton soup was the most popular soup. And if you ask any of them, oh, what do you want a soup from the Chinese? They will always choose wonton soup.
Ray said, so after the mixed starter with spring rolls and wontons and seaweeds, she'll then have a chow mein or a curry, and then maybe a fritter at the end. Which fritter are you going to go for? I do like the banana fritter. I know you hate bananas.
I prefer pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple fritter is really good as well. Sam said, when I get a Chinese, my brother gets a burger. What, from the Chinese? That's why he's laughing.
Oh, lad, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Burger
but I was going to say, actually, it always makes me laugh. And there must be demand for it because they have it. Ray goes to pineapple fritter like you.
Yeah, and do you know what? When you have the pineapple fritter, if you do a drizzle of caramel on it, it's really delicious.
Oh, that was
really, really delicious. They normally do it with ice cream.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Fritters, they will do it with ice cream.
I love fritters with ice cream. Batter and ice cream is something amazing.
It is, but if you have it with a drizzle of caramel, it's really good. It's really, really good.
One thing I did try, because so Sam's asked, what's a fritter?
So basically, they normally do apple, banana, and pineapple, and they fry it in a batter, and then and the batter is nice and crispy. So that is a fritter. Normally, when you say fritter, it's something that's been fried in a batter.
Yeah. So although it might sound a bit weird doing something sweet, but it does really, really work.
It really does.
I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. It's a little bit like it, not much, but if you think of it like almost like it tastes like a donut in the end. So a donut with a pineapple in the middle. That's not quite the same, but that's the best way I could describe it.
It's not the same, but I tell you what it would be like. It would be like a similar, the closest, but it's not the same. But the closest will be like the batter that you get on fish from the fish and chip shop. but they will use that batter to fry your pineapple in. That's the closest that I can say.
Do give it a go one day though. So like Kelly says, apple, pineapple, or banana. That's what they do. The banana will melt in the middle. So if you do like bananas, it gives a really toffee flavor.
Yeah, I'm not a lover of banana, but other people love banana.
Yeah.
It just doesn't agree with me, so I don't tend to like it. But for me, it will always be pineapple. I will go for apple if I see it, but it's normally pineapple with a bit of ice cream and some caramel drizzle. Delicious.
Charlie says, yeah, it's massive. You're correct, Mark and Kelly. It's massive. It's too big for people that could eat it. So basically talking about the big order.
Yeah.
And you dislike it plain as well. Sam says, I'll definitely look that up. Give it a go.
Definitely try it if you see pineapple fritter on the menu. But when you get it as takeaway, they put it in. Normally they'll put it in a plastic container or a tin container. But when they do it like that, it soaks up all the moisture, so the batter's not crispy anymore. So be aware of that. If you get it as takeaway, the batter will not be crispy. It will be moist from the air in the.
Now, depending on where
container.
you get it from, most of them will come plain, but some of them they do put it in a sugar syrup. I have had it where it's in a sugar syrup before. So it will depend on how it comes as well. But it's so good with ice cream as well because it's pineapple, banana as well. Obviously, they're naturally sweet, so that sweetness comes out into the batter as well. So it gives it a really nice taste. But it is nice, and you'll find that as well. Funny enough, whenever I order Chinese or we order Chinese, we never really go for dessert. But the dessert menu, you will see the fritters on there.
Yeah, you'll see it, but not. Yeah, but the reason why I don't always order the fritter is because it will come soft when it should be crisp. But you
can't avoid that.
No, you can't avoid it unless you're in the restaurant. Then you can avoid it, and it's fresh, and it comes on your plate, and it's nice and crispy. And you have that with, a little bit of ice cream or whatever. But I really love lychee. And normally, if you have tin lychee, which comes in the natural syrup of the tin, I then add carnation milk with that. It's just.
Charlie said, KFC, I have chicken burger and beads and popcorn chicken. Oh, yeah, they do the little popcorn chickens.
Do you know what? I'm not a lover of the popcorn chickens.
No?
I've tried them a few times to give them a real chance, but I'm not a lover of them. I do like the spicy wings. I love the wings. And I do like the burger. I like the zinger. I like the zinger tower. I don't like the plain zinger. I want the tower, with the hash brown, and I think it's got a crispy onion ring with it as well. I like that. And then the other, but if not, I normally get the Wicked variety bucket. So it's just the chicken with the spicy wings and chips.
Ray said I end up having to warm mine up so it goes soft. It comes with a tub of syrup. Yeah, I thought it came with syrup.
Yeah, it'll come with syrup, but it doesn't. They don't have it. It doesn't come on it. Yeah.
No.
But I've never had it delivered with any of the syrups.
Oh no, I've definitely had it with syrup as well. Been a long time because, like I said, I don't normally order that.
Yeah, we don't normally order dessert because by the time it gets to a certain price, we don't.
No, I was going to say, but especially the amount Kelly orders.
I don't order that much. I order mixed hors d'oeuvres, 2 sides, and my main.
Ray said, I had a bad experience with my local KFC. I haven't eaten there for years now. Oh, bad experience in what way? Well, just the food was not good.
Maybe not tell us if it is like a squeamish one. Because nobody will want to read that if it's a squeamish one.
Like you said, you found a finger or something in your chips.
Or something else.
I have fried chicken from a place called Dixie Fried Chicken.
I've seen Dixie's, and on the way home, when I used to live in Vauxhall, I used to live with my grandparents, and on the way home along Kennington Road, they had favourite chicken, and I used to go in there and they used to do 2 chicken and chips and something else for £5, and I remember I always used to get it. But then if I was really, they used to have they used to have a Chinese on the way, but the Chinese always sold fish and chips, and they never ever filleted their fish. So whenever you bought it from there, and I never really agree buying fish and chips from somewhere that isn't a proper fish and chip shop, or buying a pizza from a place that isn't a proper, like your friend bought pizza from the fish and chip.
But that's what they'll do.
Yeah, if I'm going to buy pizza, I want to buy it from a dedicated pizza place. if I'm going to buy chicken and chips, I want to buy it from a dedicated chicken and chips place. So I don't want to do the crossover of I'm going to a Chinese and I'm ordering fish and chips or something like that. But yeah, there was a Chinese, so it was a Chinese that did fish and chips, and they did Chinese, but it was never ever any good in that place. And sometimes, but the other one was closer to Kennington Park, and so I'd have to walk all the way out of my way. But that Chinese was a really good Chinese, and I always used to go there, and then buy whatever I wanted and then bring that home. So like I'd get something like a roast pork fried rice and things like that.
Ray said the chicken was slimy and not cooked. That was the KFC one. Wow, that's unusual for KFC.
Yeah.
Oh, Big John's Pizza is my and my hubby prefers than Domino's.
Is it Papa John's or Big John's Pizza?
There is a Big John's.
Oh, is there?
I'm sure there is.
I've not seen a Big John's.
I'm sure there's a Big John. There obviously there's Papa John's, but
Yeah.
I'm sure. Although I might be wrong because I just see John's and just always seen Papa John's. But I'm sure there is a Big John's.
I don't mind Domino's. It isn't one of my favourites, I've got to say. But there is a place.
Yeah, Big John's. Yeah.
In Battersea, they used to have a place called I think it was called Top Hut. So
oh yeah, there was one near me where I used to live.
Yeah, and so basically it was like it was a knockoff version of Pizza Hut, but the pizza from there wasn't too bad. It did taste similar to Pizza Hut's pizza.
Oh, Charlie's they've got a Chinese in Scunthorpe.
And how is the Chinese? So sometimes I grew up on rice, so I grew up on special fried rice. So if we were getting anything, it was always special fried rice. And then I moved more towards pork fried rice. So it would be more pork fried rice or special fried rice. But every now and again, I like to get noodles. So I like to mix in, something noodly. And I really like when I go to Wagamama's, I get the teriyaki salmon soba. They used to do it with udon noodles, but they don't do it with udon noodles anymore. They do it with a different type of noodles. But sometimes I used to do that dish used to be so filling for me when we used to go, and you used to have to always finish my dish.
Oh yeah. I'd end up eating loads.
Yeah, because the noodles were so thick. But now they do thinner noodles, so now I find that I can eat quite a lot of the dish now, and things like that. But yeah, I love Wagamama's. I really do. I love their pork belly buns. Oh my god, they're so good. And their Tama squid is really good. They used to do chicken wings, but they don't do the chicken wings anymore. Years ago they do chicken yakitori though.
What's the Chinese like in Scunthorpe, Charlie? Is it any good?
Yeah.
Is that a good one, your local one?
But yeah, I do like to switch it up with noodles every now and again. But you're not really a lover of the rice anyway.
No,
you're more noodles.
I don't know why, but I just always avoid rice dishes. I just find rice really plain and boring. That's not something I would ever order.
I wonder if it's because you cooked it quite wrong all these years and then just lost the taste for it.
Yeah, it could have been. I did have it for years and years and years. Charlie said she has a chicken wings in like a circle container. Oh, chicken wings.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. I see.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's almost like a bargain bucket. Ray said, off to collect my daughter from work, guys. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Oh, bye, Ray. Say hello to your daughter for me.
Yes, take care. Take care. Washfat, we've been going nearly 2 hours.
Wow.
Time has flown. I think we'll probably end it there as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't realise the time. Guys, that's it from the Mark and Kelly trips, tips and things. We had a really good session today. Really enjoyed talking to you. And thank you so much for joining in. For everybody that joined us today. We will be back, as always, on Friday, 6 p.m. UK time. Again, you can ask us anything you like. As always before, please look after yourselves and take care. We will really look forward to seeing you in the next episode. I keep saying episode. Bye, Sam. But yeah, we'll, like I said, always look after yourself, take care, and remember, you're never too old to have fun. We will be back, as I say, on Friday, 6 p.m, where we have more of a chat. Where we always look forward to catching up with you guys. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next time.
Happy International Women's Day.
Yes.
And bye from us.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.